Hey there everyone, this is Kelly Banks with Kelly Banks Creative. Hello. So I'm here to go through my life notebook and show you what is in it, and you can actually see each page and decide if it is something that'll work for you and your family. The one we're going to dive into right now is the A5 size for Filofax. I also have a letter size, which is just your average 8.5 by 11 sheet. That is also available. And I'll put some links down there so you can see the Etsy store. And anyway, so let's get to this. Alright, so this is, the Life Notebook is planner / home maintenance binder. You can use it however you want to. I actually tend to use it more as just my home management binder rather than my daily planner, but that's completely up to you, and it comes with everything you need to do both, so that's up to you if you want to do that. So here is a daily to-do list. You've got your, what am I going to do today, who I'm going to call, where I'm going to go, what I'm going to buy, and what's for dinner. Here is a this week sheet, and this is for a whole week. You can write down to-dos or anything going on in here schedule-wise, and then these are just fun check-off things just so that you don't have to write each thing down about, you know, bed routines, morning routines. Here's a shopping list area. So this is an easy one just for the week. You wouldn't have to print it out. You know, this you have to print out every day. This would just be once a week. This one's fun. This is a just for me page, and this is just something that you can fill out when you want to. Memories that you've made, and then also just fun things that are just for you, and things to make you relax, things to make you just kind of slow down and enjoy the day. So that's what these are. These are just fun things to check off if you do them, and maybe to look over and go, I need to do something for myself. You can go through here and find something. There is a calendar page for each month. We will just skip through those because they're all the same. And then every section of the Life Notebook has a notes page, and you're welcome to use that. Every section of the Life Notebook has a notes page, and you're welcome to print that out and keep your notes in there. You can always just put your own pieces of paper in here. That makes it easy. So here's something I want to just point out. These obviously do not fit the A5. I'm working on getting these printed. What I did is I took my letter size and I just trimmed them down just for the sake of having some tabs in here. But they will look just like this, be nice and centered and all that. So this is kind of hard to look at, but you know, that's that. So routines. If you're a routine person and you function well with routines, then this is a great section for you. If you don't, then there is no reason to even bother printing these pages. Maybe you're a daily routine person, so you have a morning, afternoon, and evening routine all written out, and you can always laminate these pages, and then you can just check everything off every day and then erase it, start over again the next day. Child routines. Maybe you have some kids and you've got to get them kind of working on a routine, so there's something you can print off and try to keep organized there. Maybe you want a daily routine, morning, afternoon, evening, and there's one for every day of the week. We'll just skip those. And a notes page. And then this one's really great, these next two pages. So seasonal, these are things that, you know, every fall I want to, you know, get ready for winter. So I'm gonna write down the things that I want to do every fall. And same with each season. It's just a really great place to write that down so you don't forget. And then yearly as well, you know, your tabs are due in March, so you need to write that down, and you know, just things like that. Family section. This is obviously one of the most important ones in here because our family must function, right? So I put in the very first page, and of course you can rearrange this however you like. This is just kind of how I tend to put it together. But family goals, I just think that's the coolest thing to look at right when I open my family section. Like, am I on track for the things that I want to be aiming toward? So that's a great page to have in the front. This is one of the most important pages in the whole book, the family member page, and you will print one of these out for every member of your family. And you don't have to put a photo there. That's just, you know, if you really want to kind of do this up. But the things that I always go to in my Life Notebook are social security numbers, driver's licenses, and of course the dates that they're issued and expire. And healthcare ID numbers. I don't have those memorized, and every time I make a phone call, I've got to look that up. So it's just so great to have it here for just super quick reference. And these pages are so important that you may want to put a little tab on here, you know, so you can super quick reference it, or maybe up at the top, since we already have our side tabs. It's just a quick little thing to think about. And of course you'd write, you know, dad or mom or your child's name. Chores, maybe it's time for those kids to do some chores. So there's a good page to write those ideas out, and you could always put this on the fridge. You don't have to keep it in the notebook. That would be a good thing. Kids can reference that. Here's a childcare page. If you have a daycare or a nanny or a babysitter or two, you want to keep information on those places and those people. Right there is where you'd put that. There is a page for each age or each level of schooling. So we have a preschool, and what this is information about the school. So you have when you put your child's name here, what school it was, the year they went there, grade, information about their teacher, that kind of thing. And then classmates, put information about their friends, and then information about, or right here is where you put memories or special days. And there's one of these for each age, preschool, elementary, and I didn't print them out, but there's also middle school, junior high, and high school. So how cool to have a record of every age going all the way up to 12th grade for your kids. Here, these next two pages are literally what I refer to the most. Address history. Oh my gosh, how often are you like writing up a resume, or maybe you're applying for like an apartment. I remember when we were getting an apartment years ago, and we had to know all our past places we'd lived, and we'd lived so many places, and I was like, oh, I wish there was a place that all this information was in one spot. So now, here you go. And of course, you print as many of these as you need. Maybe some of you have only lived in 4 places, but maybe some of you lived in 20 places. So it is so great to know the information. Address, when you moved in, when you moved out, any notes there, like I remember, you know, on my pages I've written which places that my 2 children were born, that kind of thing. And then the other one is employment history. Oh my goodness, there's so many times where I need to know, what was that boss's name? I do not remember. And so you've got information about your boss, information about your earnings, what you started at and where you ended at, and again, notes for anything that has to do with that particular job. Pets, of course, we've got our pets. So we've got our, you got the name, any ID chip information, vet information goes down here. So there's our pets page, and you know, if you have more than 3 pets, you're gonna need more than 1 sheet here. Measurements. This isn't something I refer to very often, but you know what? It gets me when I don't, because I never know my children's shoe size. But anyway, if you're uber organized, even more so than I, then this is a great page, because at Christmas time, birthdays, you never need to know. You never need to like go searching for sizes. You've got it right here. And then of course there's an updated section, so you'll know when you last fill that information out. Because of course it changes, doesn't it? Here's a fingerprinting page. This isn't something you have to do, but if you really want to kind of have all your ducks in a row here, this is a good one to have. These are for your fingers, and these are for palm prints. And of course, you know, each one page per child there. Website logins. This one is really important. Now I know I get kind of stuck on this because I have an app on my phone, of course, that keeps all my login and password information. But here's the thing. Quite often, my phone is dead, or I can't find my phone, or someone's borrowing my phone, or I left it at home. You know, there's so many different excuses for why I don't have it. And it is so important to have this kind of thing on paper, because you don't want to fully rely on electronics. We all know they can go south sometimes. Even backups can go south. So this is just the critical ones, you know, your bills and just the things you refer to so often. You know, this is really important. And a notes page. Now we're in the home section. All right, so here's information for your home. You're going to fill out your address and phone number, information about your mortgage or I suppose a landlord. We have landlord info. Taxes, HOAs. And here, draw a diagram of your home and point out where the utilities are. Where's the water shut off and the electricity box if the power goes out. Just that kind of thing. Vehicles. Fill out. Each vehicle gets a spot, and most of us don't have more than 3 cars, but you never know. Maybe you have a couple older kids and they have cars. It's just so good to have this information at your fingertips. Maintenance, if you want to keep track of all the things that you do for your car when you do them. Home entertainment, so we've got phone information, cell phone information, cable, internet, satellite, other. Most of us have that, right? Home utilities, power, water, garbage, sewer, gas, propane. Your neighborhood. So here's where you draw a quick, simple diagram of your neighborhood. You can kind of put, just draw little stick figures and stick houses and things. Just make sure you kind of have the road mapped out decently, that street you live on, and you can write some names on there of your neighbors. And this is just helpful to have in case of emergency, just that kind of thing. Community. A lot of times we need to know our city hall, library, community center, post office, police, fire, courthouse, those kinds of things. Just kind of good to have quickly. You don't have to Google it. This is a neat one. This is a neat one. Our stuff. This is mostly for insurance purposes. If you're ever burglarized or anything, you can have a list of the most important things, or maybe the most expensive things you've purchased. And it has serial number, where you purchased it, when, warranty information. It's just kind of a good thing to have. Who borrowed it? So if you're like me and you lend things out and then you go back to look for them later, and of course you can't find them, and then you're like, oh, I lent it to someone and who was that? That can be really frustrating. So write it down. Write out who took what, or what was borrowed, who has it, the date they borrowed it, and the date returned. Nice little catalog of things like that. Some of you are gardeners. I am not, but someday I want to be, and darn it, I've got a sheet ready for it. So garden, draw a diagram of your garden. You can label what you've planted, and here's where you put the date of when you planted it and any other notes you want to keep there. And the notes page. Money section. Okay, so my husband and I, we get 4 paychecks per month. So I've created a 4 paycheck one. If you get less or more, you're just going to have to adapt to that. But anyway, and I just write down my bill, what I budget for, and then the actual amount. So that's easy. Our bills, just a list of all the things that you pay every month. Nice and easy. Credit cards, hopefully we don't have this many, but there they are. Good to have the info you need. Accounts, checking, saving, money market, safe deposit, anything else. And again, if you have more of these things, you can print out an extra sheet. That's the beauty of this thing. Insurance, auto, home, health, life, disability, other. Lots of different kinds of insurance. Investments, you can keep track of how your investments are doing. Debt tracker, kind of create your debt snowball. Any of those Dave Ramsey fans, we know about that. Anyway, this keeps track of what money is going toward what bill. Services, we've got accountant, financial planner, stockbroker, lawyer, a couple of spots for another. And notes. Food section, okay. So there's 2 different lists, two different pages here on meal planning. Maybe you just do a meal plan per week, or maybe you do 2 per week. So there's 2 different options there. And of course, if you do a whole month in advance, you would go and use one of these. I would print one of these out and stick it in there. So we keep track of our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm not that organized. Anybody who does that amazes me. All right, the next one is food inventory. It's really good to know. So There's a few different options here as well. This sheet has fridge, freezer, and pantry, but if you have a ton of food, there's one for each section. So pantry, fridge, and freezer. But maybe you don't, and so you just can use one sheet. But it's good to know what is in those areas at any given time. If you can't get to the store, you can kind of figure out something you can make by using that. Recipes to try. You know, again, a lot of us have this information on our phones. We can, you know, copy and paste recipes, but it's sometimes, you know, it's just good to have things written down, and this is there if you want to do that. Grocery lists, of course, that's a given. I'm always making grocery lists. Shopping list, if I want to go by sections, then I can do that with this one. It's the same thing, grocery list, shopping list, but it's just different ways you want to write it out. If you do coupons, this is a coupon list, and you can write, you can check here for different kinds of coupons and what you think you'll be paying for each item. And a price tracker. This is pretty cool. This is if you go to a certain store all the time and you can kind of gauge what you're going to be paying for something based on the last time you went. So if I buy a pound of hamburger, I'm going to write down what I paid for it and kind of compare throughout the year, see how my prices are matching up. Maybe 1 month is not a good time to buy hamburger and another month is. That would help you with that. And if you keep track of your calories or your carbs or any of that kind of thing, this can help you do that on a daily basis. And notes. And the contacts section. So this is your special days. This is where you'd write down birthdays, anniversaries, anything you want to remember that happens throughout the year. This goes through June. This goes through December. Family contacts. It's pretty self-explanatory. Our yellow pages. So this is where you'd put the things you call the most. Your local pizza place and your haircut, where you get your haircut, that kind of thing. And this is if you collect a lot of business cards, you can print out a sheet like this for every 3 that you have and just, you know, glue them, tape them, whatever you want to do. And then they're right there, right in your management binder. Notes. Okay, we've come to the me section. You guys, I believe this is why this notebook started, because I love to write down things for myself. And this, in my opinion, is what sets this apart. A lot of people have a lot of these things, and that's great. To me, this is what really sets this thing apart. So we've got my goals, and of course there's so many different areas, and you can write down any extras that come to mind, but keep your goals written there. Happy list. This is so fun to fill out. Let me just tell you. So when I first did this, I was like, I'm filling out my happy list, and you know, the easy things come to mind, coffee in the morning and cozy fireplace and snow and like that kind of thing. But when you really start to think about things and the things that really truly make you happy, they just kind of start coming to mind, and I just kept filling it out. I have like 2 pages of this filled out. And the great thing about this is that if you're just in a place where, you know, things have gotten a little bit dark and you just need to do something for you, like you've just got to do something for you, go back to this sheet and look at the things that you've written down and pick something and just do it. And just see if you cannot get a smile back on your face. This is good stuff. The I wanna list. We all have our lists, right? Books I want to read, movies I want to see, music I want to buy, things I want to learn, things I want to do, things I want to see, places I want to go, people I want to meet. So that's pretty fun. Personal reflection. So this is where you can think of your strengths and your weaknesses and just kind of get that jotted down on paper. Prayer list. Prayers that you're praying for. If you've received any answers, it's good stuff right there. Wish list. This is always easy to fill out, right? I want a bazillion things. But sometimes they get stuck in your head, and it's good to just get them out of your head and on paper so you can kind of just move on. Got a wish list. Craft ideas. There's little areas to jot down scrapbooking ideas, journaling for them, and anything else you want to just kind of it's floating around in your head, it's something creative and you just need to get it down. This is your sheet for that. Brainstorming. This is great. It's so open-ended. You can put anything on here that you want to. This is, you know, this is for more of a word list, and this is more of a visual thing. So anything that you can think of, put on that paper. Project list, different things around the house, different things, you know, for you, outside, your kids, anything. What's bugging me? So this is where I write down something that's kind of driving me crazy, and I just haven't been able to fix the problem. So I will write it down, and I'll say, you know, what am I going to do about this? Is it literally just, you know, do I just need to pray about it? Or is there something more I can do? Can I take steps to fix it? And then try to come up with a goal date, and did I fix it? Is it finished? It's pretty cool. Quotes, if you like to write down quotes, here's a page for that. New Year's reflection, every year you write the little year here, so you can keep track of these every year. But just write down, this just kind of is a quick little snippet of your year. You're going to write down, you know, everything about the past year, and then what's great is you do these every year and you can kind of compare, see if things have kind of stayed on there. Am I still working towards something, or have I fixed something? How great is that? And a notes page. All right, we're at the events. So this is birthday parties. Here's a birthday wish list. Spot for 4 names. A birthday party checklist. So it gives you a 1 to 2 months before, 2 to 3 weeks before, 1 week before, the day before, and the day of. So that's a nice little way to create your party. This is where you put your party ideas, anything you're thinking about. And gift list. This is during the party. You can write down who gave what and make sure you get your thank you note out. And this is a yard sale checklist. If you're going to create a yard sale, it can kind of get a little overwhelming, and this is just a simple list to get you through that. And notes. And the holidays section. I call it holidays because eventually I do plan to make some pages for Thanksgiving, maybe Halloween, about costumes and that kind of thing. But right now, it is all about Christmas because I'm all about Christmas. So anyway, so we've got our Christmas calendar. This is where we'll put the events that we want to go to, and, you know, different concerts and different things around your community that you want to attend. Make sure you get that on your calendar. Here's a baking menu and a baking, just a list what day you're going to do things, and that's always fun. A Christmas menu. If you're going to have relatives over, you probably need to plan every meal, right? So there's that. Christmas checklist. This is kind of like, how am I going to begin December and make sure I've got all my ducks in a row and get everything ready for that. Shopping list. That can come in handy. Christmas wish list. This is just like the birthday page, but it's for Christmas. So we've got 4 names there. We can fill out what they want. Christmas gift list. So this is keeping track of what you've purchased and what you need to purchase. So name, gift idea, store, price, date, and did you give it or send it yet? Stocking stuffers. I always kind of jot down little ideas of things for stocking stuffers. It's good to have a page for that. Party checklist. If you're going to have a Christmas party, awesome. Here's your list of things to be thinking about. And again, you know, if you don't throw parties, that's totally fine. Don't print this page. Why waste the ink, right? But it's there if you need it. Christmas cards, for anybody who sends out lots of cards every year. And a notes section. And travel. All right, so we have a travel checklist, and obviously you don't have to bring all of these everywhere you go, but you can kind of scan it and make sure you've gotten what you need to pack, and that's just good to have. Vacation ideas. I could fill up this whole thing easily. Just anything that you've been thinking about. This can be dreaming big too. It doesn't have to be just next family vacation. This can be, you know, when everyone's out of the house and it's just me and the hubby, we're we're going around the world, you know, just dream big on this page. I think that's great. Camping checklist. That's a good one to have. I'm always using that for when we go camping. And notes. All right, emergency section. This is important too. So for the babysitter, you're going to have all of this filled out. So if there is ever an emergency, all they need to do is go right here, and everything they need to know is right here for the babysitter. I would pull this out when they're there. When the evening comes and you're leaving, I would put this on the fridge. Evacuation plan. This is so critical. So you're going to fill this out, and I suggest having kind of a family meeting for this. This isn't necessarily just something that you do yourself as the mom, or as just one person filling it out, because you want everyone to absolutely know what this is about, what the plan is, and all of that kind of thing, and even get their input. They might have good input for this. And there's some tips on here. Read that, and it'll kind of help you get started with that. Evacuation checklist. So this is good to know. Maybe you kind of can put some of these things together. It doesn't have to be scattered throughout the house in case you have to leave in a hurry. Emergency kit checklist. So get your emergency kit together, and of course your emergency kit is on your evacuation checklist. So once you get this all done, it's part of this. First aid kit checklist, same thing. This is on your evacuation list. You've got to have all this first aid stuff. And notes. And then lastly is a miscellaneous section. I just thought it was important to have one section here that you could put whatever you wanted. And there is a notes page, but other than that, there's nothing in this section. And this is where you can put, in my letter size life notebook that I have, I keep ebooks. I print them out and I put them in there, and if I have time, I'll go back and read some of the things I'm interested in. So I'll do that. And I would suggest too, anything that you keep in the miscellaneous section, I would use little tabs. These are good tabs too. Just anything that can work, that you can go to it quickly, reference it quickly. I think that's important. All right, so that's the life notebook. I have quite a few tips and different things on my Facebook page and on my Instagram feed, and I'll put both of those down below. When you purchase this, this is a download product. I don't sell the pages printed, and one, because it isn't very expensive to do that and keep an inventory, but the main reason is because this is so customizable that I'm never going to be able to print it perfectly for every family. Some families are large and some are small, and we all have different interests, and I just think it's really important to print them out as you go slow, print out one page at a time and fill it out so it doesn't become so overwhelming. You can order, so like I said, I'm going to have these tabs available in A5 size. They're already available in letter size right here. And I do also, when you buy the bundle kit, the binder bundle kit, I give you labels, and then you can label a binder. I just put this right on the front and this on the spine, and then you can kind of reference that nice and easy. This is called a Filofax. This is what the A5 size is. There's lots of different colors and cute leathers, and oh, I just love Filofax. This is a Saffiano. I also have a yellow original that I love, and I go back and forth sometimes with mine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're inspired to get organized, get your whole home ready to go for anything that might come your way. So thanks so much, and bye.